All right, let's talk about something that's on a lot of people's minds, especially after 60, stroke risk. For so many, a stroke feels like a lightning bolt out of a clear blue sky. But what if it's not? What if we've been looking at it all wrong? In this explainer, we're going to explore a totally new way to think about stroke risk. It's less about your body's plumbing and way more about its wiring. We'll get into some incredibly gentle daily habits that can help protect your brain by working with your nervous system.
I love this quote because it really gets to the heart of it. A stroke isn't just some random, terrible event. It's often the final note in a song that's been slowly going out of tune for a long, long time. It suggests that our bodies are constantly sending us signals, if we just know how to listen.
So here's the big shift in thinking. On the left, you've got the story we all know, right? It's all about clogged arteries, high blood pressure, cholesterol, a plumbing problem. But look at the right. The deeper truth might be that the problem starts way earlier, with a breakdown in communication, a problem with the body's wiring. When the signals between your brain, your heart, and the rest of your body get fuzzy and out of sync, well, that's when the whole system starts to go off key.
And listen, this isn't just a theory. Think about this real-world story. There was a 73-year-old man, seemed perfectly healthy, very active. One day, he gets a little dizzy spell on his stairs. Lasted just a second. He just shook his head and moved on, didn't think anything of it. But that was a warning shot, a mini-stroke. A few days later, the major one hit. It's just a powerful and, honestly, a heartbreaking reminder that our bodies often whisper before they scream. Now, here's where the science really backs this up. A fascinating study back in 2021, published in the Journal of Stroke and Cerebrovascular Diseases, found this incredibly strong link. They discovered that dysfunction in the nervous system, specifically something they call poor vagal tone, is a huge predictor of stroke risk in older adults. And yet, how many of us have ever even heard of vagal tone from our doctors?
So what on earth is vagal tone? Okay, think of it like this. Your body has its own built-in calming switch, a reset button. That switch is a huge nerve called the vagus nerve. It runs all the way from your brain down into your chest and abdomen, and it's basically the manager in charge of things like your heart rate, your blood pressure, and even inflammation. Good vagal tone means that switch is working great. Your body can chill out and recover from stress. Poor vagal tone, it means you're kind of stuck in fight or flight mode all the time.
Okay, so that brings us to the good stuff. How do we actually improve this? Well, let's get into our first habit. And I know this is going to sound almost too simple to be true, but its power is in how it directly talks to that calming switch we just mentioned. And it involves a muscle you use every day, your tongue. Here's all you have to do. You can even try it with me right now. First, just gently press the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, right behind your two front teeth. Not hard, just a light touch. Now, while you're holding it there, take a slow breath in through your nose, and then breathe out even slower through your mouth. Just hold that gentle pressure for about 10 seconds. That's it. So what is going on here? Why does this work? That simple little action, that tongue press, it directly stimulates your vagus nerve. It's like flipping that calming switch. It helps shift your body into what's called a parasympathetic state. That's just the scientific way of saying rest and digest mode. And the result? Your heart rate starts to slow down, your blood vessels relax and become more stable, and inflammation actually cools off. You are literally pressing your body's own reset button. And this just reminds me of this beautiful piece of wisdom from traditional Japanese medicine. It's not about forcing things or doing some complicated, intense workout. Sometimes the most profound changes come from the smallest, most intentional movements. It's about remembering how to speak our body's own language.
All right, on to habit number 2. This one uses a tool you literally have with you 24/7, your own voice. But we're not going to be talking. We're going to be creating a vibration. It's the simple act of humming. And you know what? It can be an even more powerful way to reset that nervous system. The technique couldn't be easier. You just take a nice, gentle breath in through your nose. And then, as you breathe out, you just create a soft, continuous humming sound. Like, The real key here is to make that exhale and that hum last for as long as it feels comfortable for you. No straining. Just do this for a minute or two a day. That's all it takes. The magic here is in the vibration. That humming sound literally vibrates through your throat and your chest, and it activates the vagus nerve even more deeply than the tongue press. It slows your heart, it helps widen your blood vessels, and, this is incredible, it actually increases your body's production of something called nitric oxide, which directly improves blood flow to the brain. It's also a fantastic way to just calm your mind and bypass all those stressful looping thoughts.
And this is exactly why this all matters so much. If you're dealing with things like stubborn high blood pressure, or you just can't get a good night's sleep, or you have that feeling of constant brain fog, these aren't just random signs of getting older. Very often, they are your body's warning lights telling you that your vagal tone is low and your nervous system is out of balance. These simple habits, they go straight to the root of the problem.
Our third and final habit is one we can call the neck reset. Now, this one is designed to gently stimulate these tiny but incredibly important pressure sensors in your neck that basically tell your brain how to manage blood pressure and blood flow.
So before we actually do the movement, you need to know what we're targeting. They're called baroreceptors. Just think of them as tiny little thermostats for blood pressure, located on the sides of your neck. Their whole job is to constantly monitor your blood pressure and send that information straight to the brain. The problem is, with all the chronic tension so many of us hold in our neck and shoulders, these little sensors can get sluggish and stop sending clear signals.
So here's how you reset them. Sit or stand up nice and tall and take a slow breath in. Now, as you breathe out, very slowly turn your head to the left. Just go to a comfortable range, no need to push it. And pause. Inhale as you come back to the center, and then exhale as you slowly turn your head to the right. To finish, bring your head back to the middle and do a small, gentle chin tuck, like you're creating a little space at the back of your neck, and take one more deep breath.
Now, what was the point of that slow, mindful movement? It's really important to get this. It's not a stretch, it's a signal. That gentle rotation helps wake up those sleepy little baroreceptors. When you pair that with your slow breathing, you're sending a powerful message of safety directly to your brain, which helps your whole system regulate blood pressure more effectively, and that, in turn, improves circulation everywhere.
So, as we wrap things up here, the theme is pretty clear, isn't it? Real, lasting health doesn't always come from pushing harder or doing more. So often it comes from these quiet, gentle, and consistent acts of reconnecting with our body's own deep intelligence. And I just absolutely love this metaphor. We're so often taught to treat our bodies like a car. When a part breaks, you just fix it or replace it. But what if we started thinking of our body like a garden? A garden doesn't need to be fixed, it needs to be tended. And these habits, they're like giving your garden a little water, a little sunlight, a little weeding each day. Small things that allow it to thrive.
So, where do you even begin? It can seem like a lot, but the advice is wonderfully simple. Just start with one. Seriously, pick the tongue press, the hum, or the neck reset, whichever one feels the easiest or the most natural for you. The goal isn't perfection from day one. The real magic happens when you do just one of them consistently.
And maybe the most important shift is to stop thinking of these as just more chores on your to-do list. They're not tasks, they're invitations. There are little moments in your day where you get to reconnect with your body, to listen in, and to give your nervous system a chance to remember what calm, stable, and balanced actually feels like.
And that really leaves us with one final question to think about. In a world that is always yelling for our attention, what could change? What could really, truly change if you just took a minute or two each day to start listening to your body's quiet signals? The answer? Well, it just might be everything.